Greetings, fellow Ambazonians. Today na Sunday morning for Ground Zero. It go surely be for afternoon. Na me, Capo Daniel, Arankam for the chairman of the Ambazonian People's Right Advocative Platform. Today I want to share with you the documentary where the DW, a reputable reporting media in the mainstream, where it don't report about the Egbekaw attack wey happen for inside Ground Zero. I go want to share some of those images with you. I don't get some comment from my followers and members of my organization why they need to see the background. Now because as I be done tell now, I don't relocate myself and my family due to security challenges and why they face I'm back for China. So I don't come for here. Hold on, let me just blur background. Oops, it cannot be blurred. So anyway, I want to welcome all now. Once more, now talk for Pidgin, now I want to talk and do a very important presentation what I want to make because it be very crucial for our people. The DW, one of the biggest reporters now for China, for Africa. I think they ran past Al Jazeera and CNN in terms of gaining credibility in the international community of their reporting in Africa. The German TV channel, where me for it work for they don't do a documentary about Egbekaw. I want to share them for now. This attack will happen for Egbekaw. It be very significant because we register over 25 deaths. We don't confirm I'm saying that 25 people then die. Any man where this attack, shocky or shaky heart, that means that man, be human being. So now the right thing for we for focus and in particularly because of this report, it can bring to light some new media information we will be done previously talking but this time since now an independent outlet it done put I will share that video with you. So for those who did watch me for YouTube and for Facebook page, please make sure you subscribe for my YouTube channel because it done come under attack again repeatedly last week, and so some people they need to search my name before they could get a credible update for what will happen for Ground Zero. So if you watch me for the first time or you don't watch me, you never subscribe. Do not only subscribe but also click the notification button so that you will be notified when you will come. Because of those repeated attack, the algorithm for YouTube, it don't put my channel in a place where people the way they watch, they need to actually look me for watch them. But we know say we'll still be the most influential. For the moment, we are the leading voice in Ambazonia and the most credible voice we get them. So we'll go straight for that video from courtesy from DW, and I will show now so that we will go through which we have. We will do this one very fast because now Sunday morning this, and I also need to go for church. So we know very well the attack will happen for Egbekaw, for Manfe, for Manu. Now a very big significant events where it happen where it show we a lot of things the way it happen for our struggle. So we'll go through these video footages from DW and then I go highlight some things the way it happen for the maybe go.
Boy lost his father.
We are passing through pains, a lot of pains. It's not easy to bear such a loss. This is a young man who have been instrumental to both families, the mother's side and the father's side. He has been so instrumental. Yes.
So I want to play this video. I think in just about 1 minute 30 seconds video. It be very crucial make our people then understand the gravity of which way that happen and also how the war is perceived we and how our own people they perceive we following the reporting of this event. So these are the images that are being broadcasted in the world. It has also been shown in China because there are some TV channels and media networks in China that we also monitor, that we know the Cameroon government give them direct feed for what they want to put out there. So we use those type of information to know what the enemy is also doing. And this is very informative. So these are the victims and eyewitnesses and people who surround the events in Egbekaw. So let's listen.
Very industrious. So his loss is a great loss to everybody. His death is a great loss to everybody.
Many of those injured are in hospital. Obi Pascaline suffered serious machete wounds to her back, but survived. Her husband did not.
They forced open the door, entered the house and headed for our bedroom. I had covered myself, my children and my husband under a mattress. They didn't see us at first, but once they lifted the mattress, they found us underneath. They said to us, "We're going to kill you all. We're here to kill. I won't kill your children, but everyone else here will die." They immediately shot my husband in the head. One of them told me that I had to give them money, and I replied that there was no money, and he told me that I would be killed on the spot. I started looking for money where I kept it. They then started cutting my back with a machete. I gave them 200,000 francs my husband had given me, and they just kept cutting.
And then they burned down the house. Pascaline only managed to escape. With her husband dead, she now has to raise their 4 children alone.
So these are the images that are being shown to the world about what is happening in our country. It is being shown to Francophones, Anglophones alike, and this is the images that comes out. And these are the things that we go through each time we have incidents like this, when they are committed primarily by the Cameroon military. And when they are connected, when they are done by our own forces, of course, we do investigate and we do go to ground zero through the network we have created, because for you to be able to help our people, to advocate for them, to advance their cause, you need to create this network. You have to build the capacity to know what is happening on the ground, so that you can have the ability to communicate what is happening, to process what is happening, factor in the need for the people and how to address this issue. These are the things that responsible leadership must put in place and must have. So I want all of you to watch these videos and to know exactly the state of events that is happening in ground zero and how things are going forth. So this woman was part of those women who were victim of that attack. She was cut on the back. We have audios of her communicating with some of our people, which we also have initially. So we had her raw expression when they were just in hospital, when our people of my organization first arrived there. And so these are the things that happen in ground zero. I will get to comment on this report that DW have put out there.
At the heart of this conflict is a plan by Cameroon's English-speaking separatists to create a breakaway state.
So when the war did show this type of images, when this type of images did come out, I did talk, and because this one are primarily inside house talk. When this type of image did come out, and then the next way they talk say, now people where they fight for separation, now separatists, then do them. Wait till you go feel say it will be the impact for the international community. The people that will look and say, but why? How can anybody be killing their own people like this? And then they say they want something for these people. That will be their impression, their initial impression. So these type of things do shape international opinion, which in turn affects the political capital for international stakeholders to act or not to act. So such reporting should be very important consideration for our people then as we go forward. I will play them. Just like I be report, I be inform our people then when this incident be happen, I be get down. Sometimes there is a need for speed because you need to deliver information is perishable. And the earlier the information comes, the better people have an understanding. And it also gives credibility, because when you hear our people, when our people they first hear from the enemy, they tend to believe the first thing where they hear. So we need to do a lot of job for make sure so we bring information where it be credible, it be verified, and it be solid as soon as possible. And for this our struggle, I believe so we then establish a very good good credibility for our people. And so we always bring solid information. We do due diligence. We take our duty seriously for make sure say any information as fast as it be, it must come where it be credible, it be true, it be right. And time again, every test it then prove and say any information I bring up when it be credible, it be correct, and it be accurate. As I be tell now, this attack, when they report and the way they report them, it will be even more damaging for our struggle, because people will just think, why would people do this? So it be very important, irrespective of who committed it, what happened, that people understand the context. The context will be the key on how people will process what has happened. And that is why it's very important that we Ambazonia we demonstrate this credibility to be able to report to the international community what is actually happening. And as I be tell now, this attack it not be happen that people that from Manu commit this attack. These were not committed by people in Manu, but these are people who came in from Akwaya, from Mbonyi, Boki area there, and they carry out this attack. And this is not just an attack that is Ambazonian fighters going to fight just to kill people randomly. This was a communal-based conflict that have been boiling in the Boki area there around the border with Nigeria, in Baleng area there. This is not the first killing, and this will not be the last killing. Judging from the communication I'm hearing from the forces, from the communities on both sides, and how those who are working for the Cameroon government are continuing to instigating this type of attack, hoping that our boys will continue to do something stupid, they will still have such events in the near future. Maybe by this weekend or by this week, you might be hearing me talking and then you hear that people have been killed again. Don't be surprised that you hear more than this will happen if we are not careful. Nevertheless, maybe we'll know the facts from, I think, Blaze from DW, one very good Ambazonian journalist who work for the TV station as well. He report what will happen. Listen.
Most victims of this attack are IDPs. They used to stay in another community. They came here for safety. With this recent attack, most of them have told us they don't know exactly where to go next.
So, as you hear from Blaze, this one na person waiting for Ground Zero, na journalist. I think he's a very credible journalist. If you look for which way they always he work, na a very internationally reputable journalist. Will be fair and need to follow ethics. These people, them as I be tell Ambazonians, they were not randomly attacked. Those attackers who came to attack these people, they passed many houses on the way. They did not go to attack any random house. They went right in the middle of Mamfe, where you have IDPs that are coming in from Akwaya. This house, some of the houses were skipped because they know exactly the compounds they were coming to attack. These were IDPs who are coming from Akwaya, Boki people who were in Akwaya, who left Akwaya after the Baleng incident that happened. Some left before, but these are specific communities that were targeted in this attack. So it be very important me gonna know the reason why they commit the attack. Me gonna know the people who then commit the attack, and then I'll go to the analysis later.
Most victims of this attack are IDPs. They used to stay in another community. They came here for safety. With this recent attack, most of them have told us they don't know exactly where to go next.
So as I speak to you, according to the United Nations office in Nigeria, over 380 Akwaya people who are from the Boki community have left and registered as refugee, fleeing from Mamfe. These are what are happening on the ground. But if you are listening to some of these our activist wannabes, leaders wannabes in Ambazonia, you will first of all be misinformed. You will not first of all know what is happening. Your good intention to try to help and support this struggle through social media and your communications will just be exacerbating the situation on the ground and making things worse. And you make yourself look stupid. Because for the people on the ground, people in Mamfe, everybody know what happened. It just take a phone call for you to inquire, you will hear what happened. So everybody should know the truth of what happened, because you're hiding it from yourself. Are you trying to fool yourself or trying to fool the international community when individuals who are on the ground already know the fact? Every journalist have explained what happened. So this is what happened. Now we have our people running away from Mamfe, IDPs running away now, becoming refugees in Nigeria. Let's listen to what happened. I think Egbekaw actually spilled the beans. And this is the problem we have with people like Egbekaw, which we respect. I would say we respect him because it is very important to bring all Anglophones to be on the same page in this our struggle. Whether you are a federalist, whether you are a secessionist or not, my appeal and my approach of the ARP is that we must bring all Anglophones, we must unite as one to fight for the right of our people. So we must respect everybody. So Abobala, in his publication, which was really anticipated by a lot of researchers because he's on the ground, he's close to the actions on the ground, came out and he did not really explain in his report, official report, about what happened, and so that people who reading it, they will know what, they will have at least an explanation that will make people not to become very angry or just to reject Ambazonian struggle. He did not do that, but he did it in this interview. And I think it was a slip of a tongue that spilled this information which I'm about to play, which will help our people to understand what happened. Because he was then asked about, was this attack related to the attack to the 41st anniversary of Mr. Paul Biya? In answering this question, he then revealed what really happened. Take a listen and take a look.
Many were marking the 41 years of Paul Biya in power. How much of this escalation of violence is linked to his continued leadership?
Well, I think this particular incident in Egbekaw, I don't think it was connected to Mr. Biya's 41 years in power, this particular incident, because it has a hallmark of skull settling. Some of the Boki people in Akwaya, they came to Egbekaw where some of their kingsmen are living because one of their leaders had been killed and buried there, and they believe that the people were there had contributed to the killings of their leaders. But overall, I think Mr. Biya.
So this is very critical, and anybody who is fighting genuinely for Ambazonia, anybody to be effective to fight for Ambazonia, will want this information to be out there to the world and to Cameroonians and to Francophones, so that everybody knows what happened, so that this attack, even though it was carried out by Ambazonian fighters, should not be tagged or linked to the entire struggle of the Ambazonian cause as it is being reported. Because when leaders, all of them, I heard Ayabacho and everybody who have spoken about it, they went out to lie. I think except Akwanga have not spoken. Siseko, he was a little bit neutral. And I'm encouraging Siseko to be speaking out more. So when leaders, they go out there, you are a leader or you call yourself a leader and you don't even know what is happening when 25 people were slaughtered, property burned, some of them burned alive in their house. And you claim you are a leader. You don't have the capacity, you don't have the resources to know what is happening on the ground. Or let's say you know it and then you are lying about it. What would that say about you? So you lose the voice to give Ambazonian a chance to protect their integrity of their liberation struggle and to let the world know that this attack was not primarily a conduct that can be attributed to all Ambazonians' actions, to not be seen as people who go around killing their own people, burning their own villages. But this was communal based score settling between the generals who have been having problem in Boki area there, in a border area there, clashes due to the issue that happened in Baleng. More than 100 of our people have died who have been killed because of this issue. Not only did I bring you the information fast, effective, and clean and correct, I also brought to you audio messages from our community leaders. I mean, the community leader I brought the audio is a big community leader, highly respected by Nigerian authorities, Cameroon authorities, our separatist fighters, and elected by our refugees there to manage their affairs. I brought you all those information so that you know. I brought you audios from soldiers who were talking about the other soldiers who went there to attack them and the advice they were giving them. So I brought you credible information. This is not just about to explain. It's about the facts. It's about the right of the people. It's about what the people want. I see Mami Bisede Capo Daniel go harvest this wickedness way you done for Ambazonian people. This is a woman. Mami B, I'm talking to you. This is a lady who is in America. She's a single parent carrying a baby every day on social media. You are there trying to cover up the death or facilitate the death of pregnant woman like this girl. This is the husband of this girl. This is the father of her daughter who have been slaughtered. And people like you, Mami B, you sit in America, you facilitate the killing of these people by this your stupidity because you are following Ayabacho. Listen, let me play.
Punctured wounds to her back, but survived.
You are there changing dresses on Facebook.
Her husband did not.
They forced open the door, entered the house, and headed for our bedroom.
Mami B, this is what you people are causing with this your stupidity. When you go, Ayabacho go and they kill people in Gozang for no reason. This have nothing to do with Ambazonian cause. They kill them, they cover up it, they send the wrong signal to our boys that you can kill people and there will be idiots like you in America who sit on social media, cover up it without any sentiment at all. How could you, Mami B? How dare you? How dare you dishonor women like this who don't have anything to eat, who sit in their comfort of their home, IDPs in Manfe, and our own soldiers, they come there and slaughter them. And you think somehow correcting those boys, correcting those boys, advising those boys, that such actions are counterproductive to what they are fighting for. You, Mami B, I think I should put up your face here for everybody to see you. You sit there in America and that is what you are standing for. That is what you are facilitating. Trying to stop these boys from knowing the truth, from acting properly. The blood of all these innocent people. The blood of all these people. You cannot pretend that you don't know the truth. You cannot pretend that you have not seen the evidence. You cannot pretend that I am not credible. You cannot deceive yourself to sit there and you think that you are innocent. No, you are culpable to their death because you have accused Francophones of being silenced when Anglophones are being killed. Now Anglophones are being killed and you want to sit quiet and you want to use these stupid bully tactics that can never work. Think that you will silence people who speak for justice for women like this. I leave you in the hands of God. Let the blood of all these innocent 25 people, some burnt in their own house. You cannot say you are fighting for Ambazonia if you are not fighting for these Ambazonians. You can't say that. You can't say you love Ambazonia when you are loving these people. Maybe it's you people in your own. I know many of you in America there, when you are there without men, you get emotionally unstable. You start having attachment with people like Ayabacho and those nocturnal type of communication that you people have in the egg of sea there. This is maybe the thing that is making you to be drinking the blood of this woman. So, with that distraction aside, let's go to what happened. I'll play the video of Bless and I'll play what Agbobala said so that our people can understand what exactly happened.
English-speaking separatists to create a breakaway state. Most victims of this attack are IDPs. They used to stay in another community. They came here for safety. With this recent attack, most of them have told us they don't know exactly where to go next.
You know, many were marking the 41 years of Paul Biya in power. How much of this escalation of violence is linked to his continued leadership?
Well, I think this particular incident in Egbekaw, I don't think it was connected to Mr. Biya's 41 years in power, this particular incident, because it has a hallmark of skull settling. Some of the Boki people in Akwaya, they came to Egbekaw where some of their kingsmen are living because one of their leaders had been killed and buried there, and they believe that the people were there had contributed to the killings of their leaders. But over.
So, fellow Ambazonians, that is what happened. That is what happened in Manfe. We have a soldier. I think I don't have my notebook here. I will give you the name. One of our generals who is in Ebonyi. The incident happened in Ebonyi. His camp was attacked. He was shot. He did not die instantly. His second in command was dead. The Cameroon military who killed that Ambazonian soldier carried his dead body to Egbekaw. They displayed his body in the street and buried his body there. The general who survived told his forces that the people who came with those soldiers were Akwaya people, Boki people from Akwaya that have been having those tribal conflict with them. And that these are the people who are responsible for those attacks against their camp, and only those people knew where they were living at that time. So because of that, his soldiers went to Egbekaw and attacked this specific neighborhood where these IDPs, who had also run away from Akwaya when the initial killing in Baleng happened, they attacked them, and this is the result of what has happened. And it's very shocking to watch those videos and watch those people becoming innocent victims. And my message to Ambazonian soldiers is that the Cameroon government, like people like Aka Martin, who is a Cameroon unelected official, they claiming to be a senator, people like that have been frustrated to stop the Ambazonian war. They have looked for every way to destroy the fighting and get their community to work with the Cameroon army against Ambazonian fighters to no avail, because the Ambazonian struggle is supported by 96% of our population. Everybody in Ambazonia have had enough with La Republique, and they want separation and they want independence. So because of this frustration, the only way left for those who are working for the Cameroon government to fight against Ambazonia is to stop communal violence. We have seen it in Esu. We have seen them using the same strategy even in Oku and many other places where they generate communal fighting, tribal conflicts, and they use it to gain the support of their people to instigate Ambazonian fighters to react. So whether you are an Ambazonian fighter in Esu, anywhere, and there is a communal violence, the best approach is not to target any community. The best approach is to work with those who have the power, access to information, access to network, like myself, to speak out and challenge those authorities and educate our population like we did successfully in many places in Ambazonia. We had the one in, I think it's in Dop area there, where a similar incident could have happened. They were stalking communal violence. In Eso, it is the same thing that they are using Dawara to do. Every Ambazonian soldiers, whether they bring people from one village to come and attack you and they are claiming it's another village, do not believe them. All they want to do is to provoke you to react. Because when you react, that is when they will come to the media and they will have access to our people to give you a bad name. So there is no justification to carry out communal action, targeted killing in any shape or form. And all of our people should know that, and they should make sure that they follow that thing. I'll come back to my Facebook in my YouTube page, and I'll block these few, I call them 15-man crew, Egofc, bullies and social medias who dominate social media together with Kuniam titles. These are the two group of people who have polluted social media space with insult so much that normal Ambazonians are no longer on Facebook page who are unable to comment or react during our struggle. So Facebook and social media is left for these two group of people, Kuniam titles and Ayabacho. And I want to specify this. Our soldiers who committed this action, in their mind, they were not coming to kill innocent people. In their mind, they were coming to kill blacklegs who were working with the Cameroon military, who were responsible for the killing of their general. So they are very, very mad. But it takes responsible leadership to approach these boys and tell them what is really happening and how to behave and how to react and how to be proportional in their reaction in such incidences. It is very clear that every Ambazonians condemn these actions and made a clear message to our soldiers that this is not acceptable, this will not help us, this will not be covered up, and they will be accountable. Anybody who is responsible for this will be accountable. And no Ambazonian should do the same thing in any circumstances. It will not help us, it will just spoil our struggle and give us a very bad name and repulse any international support that we have. I will continue to engage with our forces there to educate them, and I want to thank especially our forces from Mavas, our Secretary General there for our forces there in Mavas, and all the restoration forces, including the ADF forces, the Sokade forces, who have really taken time to listen to me, to have meetings with me to make sure that they understand how things work and how we can best adopt best practices that will be effective to promote Ambazonian independence and self-determination. So the problem we have in this our struggle is that when things happen like this, the Cameroon government, who have succeeded in many things, are really afraid of what I do, because what I do helps Ambazonia to recover from what the Cameroon government have succeeded without many Ambazonians knowing. The first thing Cameroon have successfully done, which we must reverse, which I'm working so hard to reverse, is that they have distanced this struggle from our general population. Now our population see this struggle like an arms conflict that belongs only to the fighters, Amber Boys. Now una fight, now una thing. They have successfully done that. It's something we must redress, we must change it. They have successfully isolated the opposition parties in Cameroon. When opposition parties are speaking against the action of a government, even though they don't support us, even though they may undermine our struggle because they don't want secession, it will lose their platform. But it helps us because, as logic will say, the enemy of my enemy becomes my friend. We must make sure that we make sure that the oppositions can still be calling for the international community and calling for the end of the war and put pressure on Paul Biya to do so. They have also isolated celebrities because of our own stupidity. When you have hardliners going out insulting every celebrity and influencers, these people are very crucial in forming what we have as identity. Young people listen to music, they listen to celebrities more than they pay attention to real things in real life that helps them. We must be able to appeal to those celebrities. In the beginning of this struggle, every francophone musician that goes out to sing music will have to call for an end of the war. I remember when Magasco, who is my own countryman from my own village there in Boyo, was going to America, I was a person who took my phone to call him and say, cancel that show. People cannot be dying and you are there playing music in America. And he did so. And those pressures, we have lost the ability to do so. You have KOC, who brought the music, We Thank the Head of State, making mockery of Paul Biya. We have lost his support that he is now a flagship supporter of the Cameroon military. We need to be able to appeal to people without insulting them, because doing that, we just help La Republique to isolate the struggle from mainstream and people that can help us. So these people have real power. We have also isolated the struggle from francophones. I did a polling by talking to 6 francophones that I know are embedded in their own network. And all of them, they don't believe that this struggle is actually now a struggle between our country, Ambazonia, and their own government. They now believe that it is entre nous. So that is the way they see things, because they don't see any credible leader. They see our leaders desecrating each other, insulting each other. That do not help us in any way. So I will play an example of how our struggle is being destroyed by people like this Mami B, who wants to support a group or a particular leader, and they don't care about what happened to people like the woman who was cut with cutlass and her husband killed in front of her, and those people who died there. They are willing to just do anything, not because they love the people on ground zero, because this struggle is giving them an ecstasy. This is another high. This has become their own way of getting their own orgasm that they are missing in real life. And that must stop. That bloodthistiness, that is witchcraft. And some of them consider themselves as prayer people. You cannot say you believe in God. You cannot say you are a human being and you are not touched by what is happening in your own country, because it is your own leader or your own party which is doing it. So when the Cameroonians, their military kill our people and their own people are quiet, you blame them, and then you do worse than them. You do worse than them, and you think you will be you are free from this innocent blood. No, you are not. You are not. Somebody is calling. It's not an open line. I'm not giving an open line. So if you want to call again, Mr. Eno, you can call. This guy is actually from ground zero. So if you can call again, I'll pick up the call and let you express yourself, because he's actually in ground zero. I'll call him back. He's a community leader that I played his audio before. I'll just let him talk. And then I'll play some video of some Ambazonian federalists who have come out and speak about this issue. Okay, I'll drop. If it calls, I'll pick it up. So I'll play some video of some of the type of people I call Cameroon agent, because the Cameroon agent have made me their primary target. I've become their primary target because I'm bringing real solution. Because Cameroon have already made some successes, believe it or not, they have made some successes. They believe that when there is no solution, the Cameroon side is winning. This is a complete loss. Some of you don't believe, but this war can go on for 200 years. They don't mind. The Palestinian struggle have gone on for how many years? So long as the state party, the one that holds sovereignty, can continue to feed their population, go along and do their business without any insecurity to their life, any threat to their life, they don't mind how long this war takes. What the people that suffer are our own people who suffer, and our own diaspora who cannot visit back their family home. And if you love Ambazonians, you are fighting for Ambazonians, you care about our political prisoners, you care about our destitute people in Ground Zero who are third-class citizens, you do everything to alleviate Cameroon oppression, you do everything to alleviate their suffering and to give them their aspiration for self-determination, which is what I'm committed to do and which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to play a video of one of this guy. I don't want to use denigrating word to insult him, but these are some of the biggest problems we have in our struggle, because people don't have clarity because of a lot of confusion that is out there. So I'll play the video of this guy.
They ask confederation, una dey deny, so una no talk, so one only separate na separate. Now other people like we dey talk federation. I believe so.
So this guy, this is the first video I've actually watched of him, and I decided to address it. I made it a point that I don't listen to people. I'm too big to listen to some of these people, because the amount of population in Ground Zero that listens to me, we have about 2 million of people that listens to me every single day, both at home and in the diaspora. So when flies like this, mosquitoes like this, they come and disturb my ear, I don't pay attention. So I have responded to some of the things he has said based on what people in my organization listen, and then they tell me, Capo Daniel, you have to address this. But I've decided to address this particular issue because it deals with the death of 25 people and a big diplomatic issue. Every single stakeholders, every single state party that is involved in one way or the other about this struggle have received an audio, a video from what happened in Manfé, have received messages from the Cameroon government of what happened in Manfé, and all of them have reacted. And this is a major issue. It's one of those issues that are very determining in this consideration of our struggle. So I will address him today. So he is a federalist. Let me let our people know. But I don't personally believe he's a federalist. I think these are fake Cameroon agents. You have this guy, and then you have the other guy who they call him, I don't know his name again, the fat guy who looks like a woman. Those two guys are Cameroon agent. How do I know they are Cameroon agent? Don't link these people with people like Ayabacho, Chris Anu and Sako, because Ayabacho, Chris Anu and Sako are just suffering from megalomania, peacock syndrome. People with bigger ambition that they have run faster than their shadow. They have become so egoistic that they are becoming a big problem in our struggle. But they are not the enemy. They are not the enemy. The enemy are people who are working for the Cameroon military. And I suspect this guy and the guy that looked like a woman to be the same people, because they are exhibiting the same threat that Eric Tato did when he was trying to destroy the struggle. So these people, I don't believe he's a federalist, even though he says he's a federalist, because I believe we have only one real federalist. It's called Akim, somebody like that. If you look at that guy, Akim, he is doing research work on federalism. He's advocating for federalism. He's articulating in federalism in a way that any reasonable person will know that this is somebody who believes in what he's doing. But people like this who come and claim that they are federalists, I don't believe they are, because we all know that federalism does not work and will not be accepted by Cameroon and France. That is not a solution that anybody who have done research will stand for. So it is just used like a cover to have a voice to deceive our people, to maintain the Cameroon game. And remember, they are targeting me now, just like they were targeting Ayabacho at one point in this struggle, because he was very effective in pushing back in Cameroon. So I will play his video and I will address the specific things that he has said. Just for this time, I will not do it again. And because he's too small for me to waste my time on him. But it's very important that our people know what is actually happening. Listen.
Nangong Dok Capo Daniel. Now that again.
The first thing is by calling people whose name is Ngong, that Ngong Dok. Anybody who do this type of thing, a person where he get very low IQ. That means a very not an intelligent person. For the simple reason being that the name Ngong is a very popular name in Boyo. I think about 15 to 20% people in Boyos, they have that name Ngong. So when you come and you confuse the name Ngong and you start to call it Ngong Dok, you are not insulting me. You are insulting the villages where I come from. You are insulting about 20% of people in Boyo, that some of them, the day they will meet you, they will spank you. It's like somebody you are in China and you start cursing people with small eyes. You see a small eye. Everybody that is around you will look at you like you are stupid. You are just calling a wrath on yourself. So this boy is a very stupid person. And I don't mind people calling me insulting my name or whatever. It is my name. It will never change. I'm very proud of being Ngong. That Ngong is a very powerful name in Boyo, and we are very proud of who we are. And insult is actually okay. I don't think insult is a very bad thing. It just shows the character of the person who says it. But I think what is more important is blackmail. It's okay to insult people. I don't think it's a bad thing anyway. Sometimes it just shows if somebody is really angry or if somebody is really whatever. So it doesn't really matter. Let's go to what he actually said.
Capo Daniel. Na a coincidence. Una fi say na a coincidence say Ngong Capo Daniel after Canada where the Seni Southern Cameroon the trustee their money where they contribute them. The trustee take that money send it for Canada. Say may he go immediate. May go like one of the immediators and for go.
So make it go immediate na weti. You want to talk na immediate or immediate. So when I first say na some clown, na some foolish man. Two things in there. First of all, when people they talk to way, they don't know anything where they talk them. You're not even supposed to pay them attention because they don't get credibility. They don't get credibility. If you don't first talk about the way to happen for Canada, talk so we talk about special status or whatever. Those things were all wrong. And anybody way you actually in the struggle, Ayabacho or the Egg of Sea people could have even advised him to tell him what to say. Because what he's saying is shows that he's just like Republic. He doesn't even have connection with Ambazonia. Because every Ambazonian know that this Canada talk was sponsored by Canada, just like the Swiss talk. The Swiss are the ones who are paying all the Canadian government actually sponsored the Swiss talk. So every air ticket was not paid by Ambazonians. They were paid by the Canadian government. The Canadian government had agencies that were paying, that facilitated. That means facilitation means that they help people to get to Canada. It's not only that trip. You also have a lot of trips that we have had that people have paid. So the idea where the talk say Ambazonian then gather money for pay my ticket go for the now first of all for sure na say na man way you don't know where to the talk am. Now if you don't first talk for one of the video I think from which you some people and tell me say a job never can sabotage me. So if you don't talk say the job can sabotage me. So man not supposed to take way to the talk and seriously. Because any way the talk am na just out of way to the camp for do an emission that. First of all, for the 3 months we will get the Canada talk. The loss endings where me I lost them from my own company. I lost close to $15,000. That is only my own loss earnings from my own job that I'm doing. Because for me to participate in that talk, I need to leave my job. We did not have like the Swiss, what we heard, I have not verified yet, that the people who attended Swiss, they were given some, like they give them some money for loss earnings. Like if you are earning money, you stop and you go for mediation. You lose money because the Cameroon government officials who are there, they receive bonus and they have their pay. But those of us Ambazonian, we are all volunteers. Nobody is paying us. So we are losing a lot of money. I lost a lot of money. At one time, some of my friends in the Egg of Sea, they were actually feeling pity for me because for 3 months I did not work. You imagine I have children in Hong Kong to take care, I have bills and a lot of things like that. So I lose a lot of money participating in that conference, and I lose my family. I just recently got married, so I had to leave my wife behind and all those things. So it's a lot of sacrifice we are doing to go there. And people like this, they don't know who I am. I started activism maybe before he was born. As a teenager, we were shooting stones in Bamenda. They want to call my father that Baghdad in Bamenda is because of me. I was the leader there. If I was in Ground Zero, I'll be a general on the floor. I'll be fighting Cameroon, not like people like you. I'll not be talking on social media. So we are not talking on social media because it's just because we cannot act. Where we are, we cannot act. When we were in Ground Zero, we were fighting. I led the protest in Chang University in 1999. My first year in the university without getting into a university class. I've been doing podcasts in China every morning. Go and ask people there in WeChat, in every chat group there. Since 2012. Many people were driving me, carry your politics, go. I was the one calling the diaspora. Let's go back and help. Let's go back and help home. So people like this don't know what motivates us. You know, I have recruited soldiers. Some of the school, when Tassan Wilfred and the rest, they said that school boycott should go on. It was people like us who made it happen. We actually convinced students. You know, Cameroon military surrounded, how they call that school, Sacred Heart. And it was a very key point that they were pushing on social media that Sacred Heart is going on. Everybody should go back to school. Rich people, their children are already going to school. Only the poor people were suffering. I pick up my call. I call students in Sacred Heart. And I tell them, when I do not for school, people that they for bush, they fight when I for school. They say, now, Papa, then we know they for go back. I say, when I put that thing for down. Now, so some of those actions they happen because of what we, some of people that like we do. Would I recruit soldiers them? Would I send them for war? So there is no way you can use this bully tactics and this type of small insult and it will stop me, because when I sleep at night, I wake up, I see Commander Talk and Do. I see General Ivor. I see their face every night. They talk to me. So people like me, I'm not just a commentator and activist. I am a responsible leader. I have blood on my shoulder, I have responsibility on my shoulder to fight for this cause. So it's not possible for people like us to stay back. It's not possible. So stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time. So our answer, I think, is about 1 minute. So please bear with me.
Stand for your people. Capo Daniel go reach Canada. No, I no ever see Bobby. La Republic, they bring very beautiful girl. As Capo Daniel see that girl, their botox, he see Bobby. They want only discover Capo Daniel, they come on inside girl their room.
I think, say, a very handsome man like me, even though I get old now, I don't get problem with woman. I stay for Asia, I come on for Hong Kong now, men's paradise. I don't touch all kind of Bobby. What Bobby for China, Bobby for UK, Bobby for Australia, Bobby for USA. I don't chop all kind of woman for the grand. Woman ain't my problem. I think all man no woman man let me from go for BHS. Ask my classmate in BHS. Girls used to write me note, send me biscuits. It was girls doing it for me. I'm an alpha male. So people like us, we are not shaped by women. We don't see kind skin them. We don't do kind in them. What a shining one or what a one way get kuncha. We don't see kind thing. So stop making a fool of yourself. Money, women, and bribe does not work for people like us. We are liberators. And our people knows. So stop making a fool of yourself. If you lack things to do, go and look for some better thing to do.
La Republic propose now woman this would give you now money this. Why ask you to watch me say if you say na coincidence say Capo Daniel move from China after La Republic give huge sum of money for resettle from Canada, from China, fly go for Great Britain. When for the Nkunyam titles the Nkunyam titles the chief black leg the pick. Una fi say na coincidence. You will watch me if you say na coincidence. Now make the beef together, they strategize. May they go meet up themselves, they strategize how they go bring down Southern Cameroon. La Republic give Capo Daniel use sum of money. We now be fit for resettle from Canada, from China to Great Britain. And the reason why they send it for Great Britain, and may go meet up on Kunyam titles.
So when I see how people they make they make a fool of themselves. So according to you, Cameroon choose make a go for London, for UK, for go meet up Kunyam titles way there for London. Then me and you will strategize how for fight. When I see how people then do, or maybe they just think so less of Ambazonia and then they think say any type of stupidity where they put on for the people they go believe. In the first place, I'm not in UK. Now me I put out the information say I don't relocate for UK because my location is sensitive. The Cameroon government, when I was in China, Hong Kong, China, the day I traveled to Nigeria to do investigation about Siseko Ayoktabi, I published some informations. I had some contacts with the Cameroon military. One idiot there put some of those information out there. The Nigeria's intelligence, the DDC, they start to investigate me, and they have declared me a person of aggression, or what they used there. My friends in the embassy, they told me, against Nigeria. The Cameroon government wrote a letter to the Chinese government and tell them that they should, because I came to Nigeria, they had my document. I came to Nigeria using a Hong Kong passport. They sent a document to Cameroon government, to Chinese government, that the Cameroon government wants to clarify about my status because they believe I'm a Cameroonian. I cannot carry Chinese passport according to Cameroon law and also according to Chinese law. Because they raised that issue, my passport was retracted. So the Cameroon government have been doing everything to get the Chinese government to arrest me. The documents are out there. Recently, after the Canada talk failed, the Cameroon government sent documents to the United Nations labeling 2 people as terrorists as their main targets to get arrested in the diaspora. Ayabacho and me, Capo Daniel, only 2 of us. So this guy is just clearly a stupid person. I'm the one who said that I was in London. It was just a cover story. I'm not in London, but definitely I've relocated. So when you go out there and you make a fool of yourself, saying we're going there to even we start analyzing, I was there to go and strategize with Kunyam titles. So now see how people then do. And the funniest thing I say, many of our people that they listen for this type of people. How many times will you have track record to know who you can listen to and who you can have reliable information to? If you continue to listen to idiots and flies like this, then the problem is not them, the problem is you. If you listen for them for entertainment purpose, then that is okay. But the problem is you. Nobody should doubt my credibility in Ambazonia. I have deserved it. I deserve it. I have laid the foundation for ethics in Ambazonia. I have laid the foundation for many of the things we do in Ambazonia. You remember the T-shirt that even the Mancho BBC wore in the street of Bamenda is thanks to my activism and what we did to foresee and help them in doing that. I was the first person to help to approach the lawyers. I traveled from Hong Kong to meet Harmony Bogba because he was the one who was leading the struggle at that time, to tell them that the diaspora have a role to play. The word that the diaspora support federalism and separation came from me. That was my phrase. So people like this are clearly people who are distracting our good people who needs to be informed, who needs to be advised on how to best make decisions and how to support their struggle. And the Cameroon government uses people like this or things like this to try to make our people and soldiers in particular to miss out on information that is critical for their survival and for their effectiveness. If this guy was helping Ambazonia, he would be doing what I'm doing, giving advice to our soldiers, providing them tactical information, encourage them to attack Cameroon military. Have you ever heard him doing those things? He will be focusing on the real enemy, which is Cameroon government. So let me just play what he's saying.
May they strategize, find how they go destroy Southern Cameroon. And their target na Ayabacho, because when they be arrest Siseko Ayoktabe, they be feel say they don't succeed to bring down the crisis, because they know say most of the other leaders they forfeit compromise, they fit compromise. But when Ayabacho be woke up, the struggle may compromise, the struggle for bribery, struggle for convincing, they see say the compromise. So they make it their primary target. Because now Ayabacho talks, say, no, we must defend ourselves. Sisiko be there for diplomatic way. But Ayabacho be stands, we must defend ourselves. So Ayabacho now their number one target. So if you see like that thing where it happen for Manfe, Capo Daniel be first person.
So first, you need to understand something. Ayabacho had always been the target of Cameroon government because he promotes self-defense. Ayabacho is not the enemy. Ambazonia should know that. Anybody who come and say another Ambazonia is the enemy, is working for La Republique, when the person is not working for La Republique, does not have what I call intellectual maturity. Because what you do is that even the people in Ambazonia, in Ground Zero, who trust Ayabacho or any of the leader, I'm the most credible, most followed Ambazonian activist. If you come and you lie that I'm working for La Republique or that I have received money from La Republique, what that does is that it makes some soldiers to think that, but this thing now about money, people they take their money, me then go take their own. You make our people for even doubt if they can bribe somebody like me, who led a delegation to negotiate on behalf of Ambazonia, then there is no hope. So it is just stupid to be making false accusation when you don't have any evidence, which are all lies. They are not substantiated. You don't even have credibility. You are first of all saying that I go to UK, go to strategize, even giving the reasons why I went to UK when I did not go, based on information you just saw on social media. Ayabacho is not the enemy. Sako is not the enemy. Chris Anu is not the enemy. Nambere is not the enemy. All Ambazonians are not the enemy. The enemy are the people who are telling people that people are working for La Republique when they are not working for La Republique. Those are people who are causing the confusion. You can do both things. You can hammer on a leader whose actions are counterproductive, whose strategy are taking us backward, without necessarily saying that they are working for La Republique. Remember when I said that Chris Anu and Sako took money from La Republique, I said there have been evidence and they have confessed. They had taken action that helped La Republique, but does that mean that anything they are doing is for La Republique? No. They had paid them for a time. That money will expire. We have seen, I know soldiers in Bamenda who are buying bullets from La Republique to Cameroon. Does it mean that they are working with La Republique? La Republique knows that we don't like them. Even Frundi, they kill Frundi. Many of our people they have killed because they know that we don't like them. Anybody who go and work for the enemy is just stupid. So just because I criticize Ayabacho does not mean that I say that he's working for La Republic. I'm not low like him. And that is one of the things that makes Seseko an outstanding leader. And you remember the guy who resigned from Egg of Sea, Ayamba. This is the main box behind the Egg of Sea. He's the one who had the connection with the Basque country. He's the one who gave everything to Egg of Sea. But because he was talking to Seseko, Ayabacho did not like him. Remember when the Egg of Sea wanted to go and register Ambazonia in the UNPO, the one in Europe there, the non-state recognized country like that. Ayamba took it to Seseko and tell him, we want to register it under Skakov, because they know that Seseko was the true leader at that time. Seseko had brought in some demography that no other person could appeal to, our elites, because he is somebody who comes from that background who can appeal to them. So everybody knows that he was a real leader. And Ayabacho just hate anybody that can acknowledge that. But we know that Seseko is not effective in prison and he can't lead from prison. So, but when you go out there, Ayabacho came out to say Seseko is not working for Ambazonia. Remember that. So these are the problems we have when we don't have intellectual maturity to handle things, and we go out there and say stupid things that destroy the struggle without knowing what is happening. I need to tell my kids we are about to go to church. So anyway, make a play the rest of the audio.
For Komoka report, Capo Daniel need decrease. He know what he do. That's why when I see today don't come.
So Eddie talks, I heard he can't report the issue for Manfe because they had one time for sabotage and Ambazonia. That is so stupid. The reason why I reported the issue in Manfe is to be able to put our own story out there. Remember now, say, they all research at them. They don't discard Ambazonia their own story because then Cisse will not be credible. They talk about you, they can't talk, say, na La Republic kill him. We all man know say na Ambazonian soldier then kill him. So how would they even take what he's saying seriously? When you come and you lie things that are so obvious, first of all, people do not think that you actually represent the interests of those people anymore. And that is the conclusion most international partners have concluded. When you come out there, you are killing your own people. How can you think you come and condemn the killing of your own people and anybody will take you seriously? So Ayabacho is a challenge. It's a difficulty. His hard line can make Ambazonia to loss. But that does not mean I will say that he's working for La Republic. That should not mean I'm saying that he's working for La Republic. If we cannot debate, if we cannot exchange ideas, if we cannot hold each other to account, then we have lost. And that is the reason why I have calculated the positions, the various positions that the various stakeholders and influential personalities in our struggle have had. And I come to that conclusion that for us to come together, it is not possible. For us to win without coming together, it is not possible. Any rational person will know that we cannot have outright military victory, as Ayabacho is calculating and projecting that he believes it. That will not work. That will not work. I've put out the opinions of everybody who is there. I'm responsible. It's our people who are dying, and I will take decisions, and I'm leading things that you can't stop it for the interest of our people. And everybody will follow it eventually. It takes long, but it will come, because I stand for the interest of our people. I stand for progress for our people. I stand for independence. I'm fighting for independence and nothing else. The only reason I can compromise is because I understand that right now we cannot have military victory over La Republic. After the Canadian talk, we have lost so much ground internationally that we now face a total loss scenario. To prevent, listen to me carefully, this is the only reason, to prevent a total loss that will see our people in a situation worse than that of the people of Myanmar, worse than the fate of the Tema Tigers, worse than the Lord Resistance Army. We must secure that independence now for the future, or risk losing it even for the coming generation. That's the conclusion I've made. But this is not the subject of this particular broadcast. It's about this, talking about this useless
video. It we say get good news. Then must start telling the good news the way say get them. May you Southern Cameroon where you watch me, you tell me I say na good news. First, he talk about General Omega. Where say go collect liberation tax. Where somebody call him make a correct liberation tax. He want go La Republic ambush the shoot. He talks to the population, they don't carry go down for some hospital. And he mentioned the name for the hospital. He mentioned the name for the place where he indirectly send La Republic, they go find it for day.
Anyway, I'll cut them for here because I don't get time. But wait, I want to tell you on activity. If you talk about information I put about General Omega for inside Bamenda, the main issue I'll put on get perspective. Omega na thief man. It no matter whether you be thief man or you be ex-criminal, you enter this struggle so long as you fight for Amazonia. If you be soldier, where you commit armed robbery, you work a thief, we need for arrest you, we need for tissue example for stop them. Because you put risk all money life. Inside Alabukam, the kidnapping way General Omega ran do am. Even soldier them for they no want them. No come, they no want them. I get old with the way they talk am. I have a sure instead, because when you start begin hate me Capo Daniel, you fight instead for begin fight Amazonia, you fight for distance me from the soldier them. They try to sabotage me. The soldier the way they question what you do am, he go the tend for abandon them, the instead follow people then like Omega, when a thief man. So wait the way it happen now and I say Omega now don't take liberation tax for hate, it don't turn now a big problem for inside Bamenda. Ask any idiot so that they will tell you. So this story where they talk, it shows how stupid it be because it just keep on making a stupidity out of itself, and some I hope say people that will realize and stop even paying attention, or if you pay attention for entertainment purposes. This first of all, this story not happened last week. I just bring it last week because I want to make a point for hell for shape the mentality for our soldiers and for our lab camp. This story didn't happen long time ago already, but I just bring them recently for help educate soldiers and I use it like a point. First of all, for Queen Mary Hospital, how did they call them? Where they be carry population carry Omega go put them for day. Now for the same hospital where they be carry talk and do go put them for day, the movie go kill them. So na place where Cameroon military they camp for they check them every time. Any soldier way, soldier no fit first go there. If soldier go there, that means in a population that mistake carry and go for there because na the place where they fit get treatment. They need care. They treat any man where you get problem before they ask you money. Now why other people they go for there? So any soldier may they no go for there because that place is bad. If I give the name of that soldier, talk the location where they na because say that location, you know they for that location. And if I be work with la probably high talk am, all that soldier they know for they alive today. So stupid man so. But as I don't talk am, all the one na those na mosquito. For me for begin addressing people them, this idiot them, they like say you take gun to one key mosquito for your house, you go end up wound your picking them. Ambazonians them 1000% they live my back for ground zero abroad among soldiers them. Nobody can change it because I'm credible. Go up, can down, it no ever change. They want a spirit. People that they feel them for their heart and a spirit. We must do the right thing for our population. We must do the right thing for landship, for the right place where it's supposed to be. Now a very big responsibility and we must take it seriously. Imagine how you, a whole leader, I have a you come lie about things like this and then the international community and the people that for ground zero, how they will look at you. Imagine the people for Manu. The people from Manfred, they don't see, they don't kill 25 people them. United Nations that talk say 380 people that can't register for refugee for Nigeria when they come out for inside Manfred. And then you know even factor all this reality. Every single media outlet then publish something like this. You don't even factor it. You just come and lie. Why would Ayabacho come and lie about this issue? Because when you lie, you help the public. When you lie, you discredit Amazonia. When you lie, you even neutralize your own voice. You make the population further think that you people are out of touch. You give Cameroon the space to come there and be making propaganda and undermining our liberation struggle. Why? Maybe because you are also a murderer. Because you have killed people in Gozang, you have killed people in Bamenda. And shameless girls like Mami B. I don't want to insult you here, use a word that you will regret for all your life. But if I focus my attention on you, and I will focus it on you, if you play with the innocent blood of our people in ground zero, those women there who are being killed like that, cut with collars, don't think that you are better than them. They are also human beings. They are all made of the image of God. You cannot ignore the suffering of your own people and you claim on social media that you are doing something good. They make lesson get away and lost. He be mentally unstable. Any man where they video them for Manfred, it never shock you. There is a black spot in your soul that have destined you to hell. Any man will not shock you. Because we find out about that people them. And any man where you do something where maybe you know ignorantly. When Nairi make a boy that they go commit that kind of action. Now time for you to rethink. Are we doing the right thing? Are we doing the wrong thing? And how can we solve it? Because by now, remember, Ayabacho be join me. Time where they key people for inside Ekondo Titi. Remember who be key people for Ekondo Titi? General Ten Kobo. Now who bring General Ten Kobo for struggle back? We be done come over for Nigeria. Now me, I come for Egop, say make we mobilize soldiers them for instant Indian. I ask money, they don't give me money because for them money they gonna have a man no man. Money they gonna have where they give name. I use now my own money with some a few done on the way they support what they do. I contact soldiers of Indian, they say na 10 kobo. Na transporter be lead me for 10 kobo. 10 kobo na transporter a direct brother. Na he be lead me for 10 kobo. I send money for 10 kobo, say me then come. Then come for instant Indian, wait it happen. When they can't gather soldiers they make video, then wait it happen. Picking of Indian, where they for IG, then call it, say no talk for Capo Daniel. Capo Daniel na this, na ADF, na that, blackmail me. Wait it happen. Instead make video, they target na school. They not even educate you on how what education policy be there. So a soldier wey 1 5 for week, he go attack na school. Keep picking them. See how people then come out cry for inside Ekondo Titi. I call you, I advise you, say what una do am wrong. Now the right way this for do am. Now the right way for do am. I talk for Ayabacho say you must can't condemn am. Ayabacho can't condemn the killing in Ekondo Titi. The Human Rights Watch, the only reason why their report it be neutral, call for Cameroon for investigate and to give Cameroon responsibility. Now why? Because the BCC Ambazonia then get credible leadership where they take responsibility, command responsibility. Geneva Convention will actually prosecute the leader if you condemn such action. It means you surely be behind. So the reason why the AGOPC they need to condemn this action now for inside for Manfi, but they be condemned the one for Ekondo Titi. Go ask them. Why una not be lie about Ekondo Titi? Why una not be lie that time? Now una that abandon struggle for partisanship. Now una that leave this struggle. So the only good thing I feel why they do not say I block all of them. When I see any of them like this, man no call this girl because for the sake of those women the way they ran die for Manfi, the talk I begin for talking for you. Because that woman they know if talk for their grief. Their man picking the way they ran die, they know if talk for their grief. But Mami be, I don't observe you for social media. I not say you be good girl. You intend to do good. I want you to go reflect. Go reflect who way you support them, the group way you support them, and the type of things and way you support them. When this struggle will be start, now Cameroon be start saying military, they and go kill people. That will discover them. Higher poor then discover them. Then testify. The poor be then deny from what you know. Then get meeting for you and then deny that strategy. At time the poor decide for begin bring higher boy than himself. Now Frundi they can expose them. Now they never work for SDF, then hell we for down for expose them. Then stop and wait to happen. Cameroon government, their military people, then they start use prisoner the way they for waiting trial. Informer, then they start use them for do calling. They be even get a name for it, they be calling. We know how the thing evolve. Then when Eric Tato come, they start make the infighting, start begin call each other enemy. Fee Masha enter for day, start begin key Manu Tigers them. I be there, I watch all these things happen in front of me. Our soldiers they start become lost. They start lose the agenda, they start become frustrated, and then we start have this type of problems then. It start with the kidnapping will be happen for PSS for Mancom. We know how many things that happen, we get very good mindset. God damn bless Ambazonia with brain the our own. So if we predict what will happen in the future. What will at the do no be against anybody, now for our people. No be against Ayabacho. Even when I criticize him because he do something wrong. When he do something right, I will praise him. That is what patriotism is. Even Sako Ekome, remember, I still praise him even when I am forced to do so because of the good things he has done. I will be cautious, but I'm obligated by what I stand for. So we are fighting for something big. And I'm leading something big. An idea. We should stand for an idea, stand for some principles. That is what can free us. That is what can make the difference. We can't fight and go to a country where it will be worse than La Republic. We can't. Because the policies we have seen in Ground Zero of some of our own people is worse than La Republic. It's worse. Many places, if you go, even amongst our soldiers, to vote leaders, they will not vote some of the leaders that you see in the diaspora. They will not. But we will hold the light for Ambazonia. We will hold the principle. We will not compromise. We will not blink on principle. When we make mistake, we will acknowledge our mistake. Our opinion and our comments and our support We will rely not on emotion, but on evidence and on fact. We will not substitute our own lack of ability and capacity with blackmail. We will not go out there to bring down people because we want to be up. But we will stand not for popularism, even though popularity is important, but for effectiveness and putting Ambazonian first. These are not things I do that are convenient. To go through these blackmailers and haters and insult are not things that are light. But when I look at the people who have paid the ultimate price, I can stand it for their sake. For their sake. It shall be well. So, God bless you all. And for the podcast, because of time zone, I will keep on adjusting it. I do it in view. I know say people for Ground Zero, especially our fighters and our people, then they want to hear podcast before they wake up for morning time so that they will get instruction for that day. But me, then also put on with the head, say if you hear message for afternoon, then you also get instruction for the next day now. I want to know say they need to pay me for this struggle. So God bless you all. Now get a good day and a clear sky wherever you are.